Hi. I haven't really posted that much on the IVF channel because it's been hard, number one. I've been asked not to post anything or give any details by the police. Yes, there is a police investigation going on. And I can't say the strategies just yet. Right now, there is a sergeant detective involved. The prosecutor's office is involved. There is going to be an expertise that is going to be hired by the police and the prosecutor's office. And everybody involved that did wrong to me, they're going to pay the price. And you know, you can lie all you want, but DNA will tell the truth. It doesn't lie for anybody. Right now, it's been long, it's been hard fighting this. See, it's only been Gary and me, and it's like going up a hill and never getting to the other side. Like, I hit a very low spot, and just recently I seen a video, and it really was uplifting. Phil and Alex, and Alex was actually saying about when you despair, there's always, a light over the other side, and God will always look out for us. Despair, and you know what? It's hard. Always feeling despair, never feeling you're never going to get anywhere. And people just don't realize the dark side on IVF. You think that you're going to go to the clinic and your insurance will pay, or you'll pay, or you'll finance it somehow and get the treatment done, and you're doing it for you and your partner. But you don't realize what's going on in the labs and what the doctor is doing. There's a very big multi-billion-dollar industry and black market with selling eggs, selling embryos that you create, and they say they're discarding them. They're not discarding them. They're selling it to infertile couples. And people are buying it. And right now, I had this one lady tell me, well, 9/10 of the law, if you have it, it's yours. I don't care where I get it from. I get pregnant, I have the child, it's mine. It doesn't work that way. If the person does not know you're using their embryos, it's not your child. You're a thief. Should you keep that baby? No. If the person who was intended to use it, who created the embryos, like, I don't care how you created your embryos. If you and your partner use your DNA, or you use the donor, you paid for a service and you should have received it. If someone steals your embryos out of the lab that was intended for you, that's a thief. If a person used it and got pregnant, that child does not belong to them. DNA can prove this. See, just recently, like, I talk to a lot of people. I know a lot of people. I met this woman, and we've been talking, and You know, like she looked at my kids. She goes, "Are those your grandkids?" I go, "No, they're not my grandkids. They're mine." It's still possible. See, I don't talk about everything because I have so many wounds. And I just listened to what she said to me. She told me that her daughter is an ovum donor. And just recently, the doctor sent her a check for $40,000. And she doesn't know why. And I couldn't tell her why. Because it's very painful for me right now talking about this. Talking about all the bad things that happened to me. See, I don't regret my children. Not at all. I just regret using the doctor I used. And don't get me wrong, there's good doctors out there and there's bad doctors. See, but I'm going to bump into this woman again. And I'm going to tell her there is going to be a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit coming up very soon. See, once the police gets the DNA and everything, then we will be starting up a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit. Class action lawsuit. Whoever has done IVF, they can join it. Jump on the bandwagon. Add your DNA in it. If the DNA comes up, and how many children are there that belong to you? You've been wounded and shot in the ass how many times? And you're going to find out that you may have 10, 20 kids, 30 kids out there that belong to you that you're not aware of. And, you know, and then that's another thing that you're going to have to work out. Are you going to leave those kids there? Or you're going to seek full custody, partial custody? You have a lot of decisions to make. Right now, my little boy, and I know he's a boy, he's going to be 3. And right now, there's going to be a lot of things happening. DNA don't lie. And we're waiting for the detective to see what she's up to. And right now it's January 31st right now.
December.
December 31st. I'm wishing for January not to be over because I hate January. So we're waiting for her. But she didn't call. So we're going to call her in the beginning of the new year. And see what she's up to. See if she hired the expertise. And go from there. See, this is going to hit the media very soon. And right now, the abuse of women, and especially, there are very good women out there that want to help infertile couples, ovum donors, sperm donors, and they do it for one couple. They sign a contract saying, we're going to help one couple. But they don't realize what the doctor is doing. When they're going in, it's more like 30 couples that they're helping. Because it's being sold individually to each of those other couples. And then the couple that actually signed the contract with them, paid all the money, are being told that they only have 1, 2, 3 embryos that are there, and that everything else was no good. See, that's the clinic, and that's what they lie. See, there needed to be a national database for donor children. Where does the DNA come from? If you're not using your DNA, it should be registered. Everybody deserves to know where they come from. It's up to you if you want to tell your children that they're donor babies or not donor babies, or they're sperm donor babies or ovum babies. It's up to you to decide if you're going to tell them. But there should still be a national database, and you should be able to decide if you're going to inform them or not inform them. It will be like a legal adoption. It needs to be registered. And these doctors who are hurting people need to go to jail. Like this nurse Bonnie, she needs to go to jail because she ran out of the embryo room with it. That's the month that woman got pregnant. December 2018. See, everybody who stole needs to go to jail. See, the innocent always pays, no matter what. You know the saying, no good deed goes undone, unpunished. So you know what? In the future, there's going to be a lot of light shed on these dark spots. And all the credit's going to come out. It's like cleaning your couch. You know, your couch looks clean. But you look in the cracks. What do you find? Crud. And see, that's the IVF industry. It's filled with crud. And the price system for every clinic, there's all different pricing. There's not one standard price in IVF, which there should be, but there's not. Each clinic charges different prices. So you know what? The government needs to regulate, have a certain price being charged for everything, and it should be brought under control. Just like the internet, when it first came out, we learned things come out of the woodwork, and everything on the internet is regulated. And we need regulation when it comes to IVF. We're dealing with human beings that are being born. See, I was kind of shocked when I learned that my embryos were considered property. But the property turns into babies. Then it's under a different law. See, it took me a year and a half to try and get things going. Not even the police wanted to do a police report until Anthony, a house father, got involved. Then the detective refused to investigate. Then it was from the Bloc Quebec, what was it?
The Bloc Québécois.
The Bloc Quebec party. He got the ball started this time. So you know what? Not even Premier Legault's office has returned the phone calls. So you know what? Until the police get involved, until the media gets involved, that's when the birdhouse is going to be shooken up. And everybody's going to say, well, I didn't know. It's like, I never knew about this. I would have done something. You see? It's BS. I called, I was in contact with Avery Haynes. She goes, until it goes to court or something happens, then she will be very interested in doing the story. You see, things have to get rattled up. You see, with the police investigation, it's going to get rattled up. The files are going to be obtained. Everything's going to be obtained. You see, even if he destroys the files, there's still ways of obtaining it. Many different ways, many different routes. So you know what? If he was a decent human being, an ethical doctor, he would come clean and say, I didn't know I was breaking the law. And yes, I have to compensate all these people. I have to, put these things right.
Restitution.
I spent over $100,000. And we just got finished paying one part of it right now. So right now, you know what? It affected my family. It affected my life. It affected everything. Not only financially, emotionally. And I don't know if those ripples will ever be healed. Emotionally, it put a strain on my family. put a strain on my 2 older children, which they're not talking to me right now. And my daughter, you know, it's like during COVID, she moved out. And right now she doesn't want to talk to me for whatever reason. You know, I've been preoccupied with this, with getting justice. Justice for myself, justice for my children, justice for other women who were wronged. And
families in total.
you know, like there's so many families are in the dark right now that they don't realize that they have a child out there, and they may not have a kid in their own house. They may be longing for a baby to have a genetic child, and someone else has their baby, and that's not right. So right now, you know what? Anybody who can help in this situation, shed light. It would be greatly appreciated. Because you know what? It takes an army to fight this. And right now, I'm one person, and right now, yes, the police detective is looking into it and everything. You know, shed your voice. You know, we need laws when it comes to IVF. Not only funding, laws. Database for donor children. If you're not using your DNA, it should be recorded. It should be a government database. Just like adoption. And by the way, when you're using someone else's embryos, you're supposed to go through an adoption process through a lawyer, which that wasn't done with my embryos. And right now,
And the psych eval.
and the psych evaluation, why were they afraid to go through this? Like even with Snowflake Foundation, you could have got embryos legally. But why would you just choose to buy it from a doctor? You know, there's couples out there that are finished with their family and that are willing to give away their embryos to you. Like this one girl and guy I saw on YouTube, Caleb and Ayla. They have 2 beautiful daughters from someone who has finished IVF and gave them their embryos. And they have 2 daughters. They know the family. They have communication with them. They're seeing the children grow up on YouTube. You know, why can't they be like that? You know, it's like instead of buying it for $5,000 to $10,000 a cycle, and you know, what's wrong with them? Why can't they go through an ovum agency and hire their own donors? Why do they have to go underneath the black table and buy it? See, I don't understand that. Why can't they do things the right way? You know, it's like, is it too hard to be honest, to be decent? Or they really don't care how to get a child as long as they get it?
We're afraid they're going to fail.
You know?
The psych eval.
Probably. You see, right now, I will be talking more in the future when I get in contact with the sergeant detective. And I will be telling her about the lady that I met. And her daughter got $40,000 from the doctor. Why? It's just a gift. Who goes around giving away $40,000? Ask yourself. And she doesn't know why she got the $40,000. And I have to tell her, don't sign any documentation. You can accept the money. Thank you. You know, but there has to be terms and conditions off that $40,000, which there wasn't. And she doesn't know why. Like, I'm going to bump into her again. I have her email address and that, but I just don't want to be sending emails and, you know, like explaining this. I will tell her to watch my YouTube channel and, you know, to, you know, review what I've been through. Like, I'm going to bump into her this probably Monday or Wednesday, and I'm going to tell her. You know, like, I was kind of shocked, like, you know, when she was, like, talking to me, and I didn't know what to say. Like, sometimes it's better to say nothing and just think about it, and then, you know, because when you're ripping off a scab, it's painful. So right now I'm going to talk to her, and I'm going to tell her about what's happening with me, that there is going to be a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against IVF doctors, clinics, everything, for the wrongdoings that they've been doing to women. And the other couples who want to join the lawsuit will be more than happy to do that. But, you see, with what I'm starting, it's a huge scab that's going to be ripped off. And a lot of people that did wrong are going to be in a lot of pain, because they're facing bankruptcy, loss of their medical license, prison. So you know what? Good things happen to good people, eh? And I hope they had a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, because I do wish them all the best. Because where they're going to be spending the next couple of years for New Year's and Christmas is not going to be in a very nice place. See, there's doors that go clang, clang, clang. The lights being left on 24/7. And you eat when you're told. You take a shower when you're told. And you go to bed when you're told. So you know what? I hope they enjoy where they are. Because you know what? 20, 30 years in prison is a long time, even with good behavior. So you know what? Wish them luck. Wish them everything. Because you know what? Justice is coming. And you're going to pay what you did. How many women have you affected? How many families have you affected? See, my son has a brother out there, a full genetic sibling, which I never give permission for that woman to have. And that embryo was stolen out of the transfer room. So, how are you going to explain that? How did this woman get pregnant with my embryo? Are you going to say it's an accident in the lab? And it just accidentally got transferred into that woman? You have a lot of explaining to do. And you know what? If I were you, I would start telling the truth. I wouldn't lie. Because the truth is coming. The more you lie, the deeper the punishment is. Maybe you can cut a deal and with the prosecutor's office, and go in with your lawyer and go in with your insurance and say, I'll pay everybody off. And let's see if you can get off. Because it comes down to who your lawyer is. And which they have a pretty good lawyer. What was that lawyer's name there?
McCarthy Tetrell.
McCarthy Tetrell. They're pretty good. And let's see if they can protect you. I talked to the woman that on her voicemail, and I told her, I will never give up. My child is out there, and I will never give up. So you know what? You can lie for your clients, you can do whatever. DNA doesn't lie. And you know what? I hope, this will hit the media very soon. And you know what? Justice is all I want. So you know what? I do wish you good luck and everything, but you know what? We all have to pay for our wrongdoings. And what you did was wrong. And I trusted you. I trusted you. And I think that's the worst part about it all. Because I went to this one other doctor, and everybody knows he's a crook. And he failed the cycle on purpose. And I left him, and I went to this new doctor. And I thought he was a good doctor. And I thought he was ethical. But, you know, I think that's what hurts the most, is that I trusted him. So, you know what? We'll have more information coming up in the new year. And I wish you a happy new year. And like I said, if anybody could help any way, spreading the word, it would be greatly appreciated. And like I said, this year is going to be a big year. And you know what? I hope and pray that justice will come. Okay. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be a lot of things happening.